Hey everybody, Mindlord here. As you can see, I finally got my Pandora after a arduous 9-day wait on the U.S. Postal Service. Apparently, Customs thought that it would be a good idea to open my Pandora for me. My package was basically just taped together. I'm going to save you the unboxing video, obviously. I think we've seen enough of those. I just wanted to give you my initial impressions of the Pandora and basically what I think of the state of the operating system, and to kind of ease everybody's minds on the build quality issues that have been cropping up on the very early units. I think anybody who gets any of the later units that they've been shipping out are going to find the quality control to be spot on. I really have gone over my unit with a fine-tooth comb, and I can't really seem to find any major faults in it. May look a little shinier than normal. I have fairly greasy fingers, and I tried to wipe it down as best I could before I took this video, but you know, it's an imperfect world, and I am certainly an imperfect person. As you can see, the quality is still extremely high. I really can't find any major blemishes from the case factory, except there's a little weirdness right here in the hinge, and it doesn't look like it's structural. It just looks like a spot where the paint may have missed. Not a big complaint. I don't seem to be suffering from the bezel bowing effect that some people are suffering from. Again, everybody says, and I have to agree, the controls are fantastic. I have not used a piece of kit like this where such detail has been put into the controls. I honestly have to say, Dave C., you have outdone yourself. The D-pad and the action buttons are absolutely superb. The analog nubs react and respond fairly well, especially after the firmware upgrade. I'm not sure if Evil Dragon changed anything in Hotfix 2 to affect the nubs, but I was having a lot of problems before I installed the hotfix, moving up and down with the left analog stick and having it register double clicks with the right analog stick by pressing up. But now everything seems to be working just fine. The keypad is super responsive. You only have to press the keys down about halfway if you want them to register, but you do get a satisfying little thunk when you push it all the way down. My keypad has a little bit of that squeakiness other people have been talking about, but honestly, if you're in any place that isn't totally silent, you're not going to hear it. My buttons don't make any noise at all. As far as the shoulder buttons are concerned, mine are really stiff. I've gotten used to them though, and I found that the intuitive response is trying to kind of hit them on the edge, and I found that that doesn't work. You want to basically rest the meat of your finger right in that little hole, and if you press straight in, you will get a satisfying click every time. So it's all about kind of positioning your hand the right way and getting it to register properly. The operating system is still, I have to say, quite rough. There's a lot of windows that kind of move off the edge of the screen, and you got to do a lot of tinkering around with the mouse to get things situated the way that you would like them. The web browsers are both good and bad for different reasons. The default web browsers that come installed on the computer, for example, Midori doesn't render the App Store properly. I hate the word App Store. The Open Pandora Market, the Bazaar, find a word. App Store is no good. It doesn't render the store properly. You can still navigate around, but you can't see where you're going, and I find that to be problematic. The Aurora browser has some crashing issues, but I figured that those will get lined out properly. I don't want to complain about the software too much. It is really in a beta state, and there's a lot of things that need to be tweaked. Last night I spent probably a good hour trying to figure out why Gigolo, which some of you people on the forums have been having problems mounting network shares, and Gigolo is the XFCE tool for mounting network shares. You'll find it under the system menu. It's hard to navigate this way. Anyway, let me zoom in on the screen a little bit here for you. Maybe that'll come in. I doubt it though. My tripod type device here is not very friendly. Anyway, Gigolo does not work out of the box, I've discovered, for just about anything. And the reason for that is, in the current firmware, the Fuse kernel module is not loaded. And without the Fuse kernel module, Gigolo can't actually create the user mount directory under .gvfs, which is where it actually mounts the remote file system. So you have to, if you want to use Gigolo and you want to use network shares, you actually have to go to the command line and as sudo do a add the module for Fuse, and then Gigolo will work for Samba shares and those types. But if you're like me and you're on Linux and you want to use SSH shares or anything like that, you actually have to go and update the angstrom repos and install the SSHFS module for GVFS to even get that to work. So it was an interesting night. But in summary, you know, the software is a little bit shaky. It's going to take a little while for all the devs to iron out all the wrinkles. The hardware, though, I really just cannot complain. The build quality is super high now, apparently, and I don't have any problems at all with any of my hardware. All the buttons work great, and I really got to compliment again Dave C for these controls. They are a dreamlike state by using them. I really find using the Pandora to be an extremely comfortable experience. I can use it sitting, standing, laying down, on my back, on my belly, on my side. It's comfortable no matter which way I'm using it. Basically toyed around with it for at least 7 hours straight yesterday evening. No hand cramps, no fatigue, no complaints, at least in that department. But give it time. The Pandora is looking like it's set to do some interesting stuff. I'm going to be posting up some more videos here over the course of the next couple days. I'm going to be trying out different pieces of hardware, external hard drives, external power supplies, ways of extending the Pandora's storage capacity. I'm going to do some attempting to do some stuff like adding swap drives using tiny USB keys, just burn the crap out of them. I have a tiny USB 1.1 keyboard that I'm going to try and use through a USB hub, see how that works. I'm going to be testing out all this stuff and see if we can get anything working. If you have any specific hardware requests, if I happen to have it laying around, which I might, I would be more than happy to test things out. I've got a Logitech Quick Cam that I plan on trying to give a shot, see if I can't record some video directly on the Pandora, but I'm going to have to compile some hardware or some drivers first.